And now, live from the studios of Freedom's Phoenix, Ernest Hancock.
Okay, now what does this remind you of, Barry? What do you always say?
I always say if we keep electing our representatives from the same old inbred political gene pool, we're going to have to change the national anthem to dueling banjos.
Yeah, man, it's the same mentality that's going on here. You know, this is. I mean, damn, if this isn't a good example of exactly what's going on around the planet, and it's good that you have. I mean, a lot of people they'll go, Bernie, man. You know, you need to work to get rid of, you know, this particular politician or this particular law enforcement guy or this. And I'm going, yeah, but they're really, 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 really bad. Yeah, that's why you need to get rid of them. I go, no, that's why you need to keep them there. They're like poster children for freaking bad government. I mean, if it's going to be bad, you want it to be bad, you know. And we knew Quartzite was a perfect example of exactly what is wrong with government in general, and it was going to be easily on display. And as it would go on and on, it was positive reinforcement of people that fill these positions out there of exactly it reinforces them keeping doing it. And they're getting supported by people that they perceive to be their protectors or above them and so on. But it always comes down to you have to have, you know, somebody that's willing to take the gun out and give them the ticket. And if they don't pay it, then they go and arrest them and warrants are issued and all that kind of stuff. And prosecutors, that'll prosecute. When the prosecutor won't prosecute, they get a new prosecutor, which they did in Quartzite. But then, you know, there's always, you know, you got to have a guy, you got to have the, you know, the black dress. I mean, there's got to be somebody that's sitting there going, I bang gavel, I say the court. They never say their name or judge. They always say the court. The court. You know, this happened in Keene when I just came back, you know, last Monday. I came back from Keene, New Hampshire. They had a guy got arrested for wearing a hat in the court. The court is, you know, is offended or whatever the heck it was, the court. Well, who the hell's the court? Well, of course, it's the individual that's sitting back there with the black dress. So I'm going, all right, the black dress in Quartzite is who?
The black dress in Quartzite? Judge Fostow. And her husband is Sergeant Fostow.
Oh, okay, wait. Time out. Okay, so we have a judge, municipal judge there in Quartzite that does all the tickets for the people that go, law enforcement that go out and write the tickets. One of the guys writing the ticket, his wife is the judge of the ticket.
Not just someone writing the ticket, but Sergeant Fostow, who is a leader of the police force.
Wow.
You know, I mean, you see what I mean? You need really good examples, you know? This is okay. I mean,
now,
it's painful for people that live there, but I tell you, from us on the outside that want this, use this as an example, I mean, it's just like a neon flashing sign of just how bad things are.
First off, I need to tell you something about Sergeant Fostow in this current scheme of things. When these Quartzite 10 came forward and alleged crimes of the chief, the town manager decided she could do the investigation, not an outside criminal investigation, but she was going to do it. She hired a law firm to come in and interview the Quartzite 10. So they have to do that because they're sworn officers and they have to do what they're told to do, so they had to appear. As one of the officers was about to go into be interviewed, Sergeant Fostow went to this officer and told him, you better be careful what you say in there, because the consul and the people are going to be getting resignations of these officers, threatening a potential witness, interfering in an investigation. Those are both felony crimes. I have notified the DPS who's doing the criminal investigation of Chief Gilbert of that additional crime. There's an additional crime. I asked that Sergeant Fostow be placed on administrative leave because that's what department policy says. If an officer is to be investigated for a criminal allegation, while that investigation is ongoing, that officer shall be paid on a paid administrative leave. I've asked of that for the chief, and I've asked of that for Sergeant Fostow. Both of them today are still wearing a badge and carrying a gun in Quartzite.
Okay. I still haven't got past this judge thing yet. Okay. I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here waiting. I mean, you got to tell me this. Okay. So now we have the sergeant that will, is doing whatever. Okay. Tickets, directing, one of the leaders. So if you have these 10 people of 14, 15, however many people there are that on the law enforcement there, you have 10 of them saying, we don't like these guys. So they got little, people wearing red on their antennas and whatever, and we love 10 or something like that. Then you got the little blue flags and everything. Of course, they're putting them on their patrol cars. Okay, that's an interesting thing. And then a guy takes a picture of it that works for the city in public works, gets fired for doing it. And his wife happens to be one of the officers.
Girlfriend.
All right, that is one of the, the 10. The other guys, they're like, no, a thin blue line, and we crack heads. Okay, so okay. Anybody that's against them, they go write tickets and so on. All of a sudden, you wind up in municipal court in Quartzite, right? You got a little courtroom, room, a closet or something, okay? You go in there, the sergeant's wife is the judge.
That's right.
Okay. How is that even possible?
Actually, it's against state bar ethics codes. It's against the rules, not laws.
So what do they do?
And there's a way to get around that. If you have to appear in court, you have to sign a waiver.
You have to?
Well, you don't. And people in Quartzite, my supporters particularly, because we've had a lot of criminal charges recently. Mm-hmm. We've become adept at not signing that waiver, and actually the Quartzite has become such a joke that the rest of the courts in La Paz County won't take the cases, and the cases are now being transferred to Maricopa County over in Wickenburg, Judge Weiss over there.
And what do they do?
Well, actually, Judge Weiss has been fair. They stopped doing felony charges because now that has to go to Superior Court. They tried to do just misdemeanor charges because then they could take you into their court, and the Superior Court was getting wise that it was politically unwise to be involved in Quartzite's little games. Mm-hmm. And now Judge Weiss is really, if you got somebody comes up and says, makes a motion to dismiss the case, he's inclined to hear that motion, so.
It's like you gotta do a 3x5 card on this stuff. I mean, you have, Quartzite is incorporated because it's becoming a popular money-making machine for somebody that can do this because there has so many winter visitors that come and camp out there. So they create this revenue stream from whatever. They need law enforcement to write all these parking tickets, and people just pay. It's just a big, giant pipeline of money. Plus, when you're on the dole of the state, you got some highway funds, you got some water treatment, this stuff. You got, there's all kinds of something that you can, stick a little pipeline, the plumbing into whatever, and you get your, feed from that. And all they do, so far you've come across, where they just create people that get checks. So we'll find out about that. They're going to get in trouble for that one. You just wait a while. It was going to create itself anyway, and they just stumbled upon it. I would have bet $1 gazillion that was going to happen. So now you have a city council that rules literally with a gun from a willing police chief that has a sergeant whose wife is the judge. A town manager that's cooperating with this, that was a resident there that did 900 tarot card reading, whatever the heck, which I don't care, that as long as she does her job. But, part of the problem. You have people that will go on record, per the rules and everything, go up into a meeting and say, FYI, I just wanted you to know this is on the agenda. I'm talking about the agenda. The mayor says let her speak. The other people don't want her to. Police chief sure as heck doesn't. Other city council doesn't want him to do it. And she's arrested. Oh, but somebody took a video. Oh, yeah, we found out the video was taken down because he put, private copyright, it's mine. So a lot of people that linked to it and so on embedded it, it went down because he didn't know better, but we got all the links set up to where you can go to YouTube, look for the Quartzite thing. We got it, it's up there. Oh, in the last segment, we got some bombshells for you. Stay right there.